All right, class, today we're going to wrap fabric around our ring and start adding the glue that's going to turn this fabric into plastic, basically. So I've got my strip of fabric. You can see that it's just a tiny bit wider, about 1/8 of an inch. That's what we want. And as you start, what I'm going to do is start right there where that overlap is and try to keep an even spacing on both sides. And I need to wrap this around at least 3 times, would be my goal. So as I wrap here, I'm going to be careful as I get started past that spot. So I know that's 1, and that's 2 full wraps around. And I'm going to do 1 more, I think. So as I get around back to that point, that's 3 wraps. What I'm looking for is, where do I want to end this? So if I just wrap all the way like that, you see I'm going to be mainly dark blue and purple. I want it a little bit back here, I think. So I'm going to stop right at that point, and I'm going to trim a little off. Okay, so that's really what I want for the end of that. Next thing I'm going to do is wrap this in 1-inch tape. So the tape is going to hold this in place while I add the glue and create a little border around it. So I've got the tape started and wrap that around a couple times. My ultimate goal for the tape is to have a little lip right there where I'm going to put the glue so it's got room to soak in. So if for some reason you don't have that little lip on there, you can add more tape. So for example, if I didn't have quite a big enough lip on this side, I could come back in and add a little bit more tape just to make sure I've got a little spot to put that glue. So if you feel like you need to add to that, go for it. Next thing I'm going to do is put my initials on this. As you can see, it's not going to look much like your ring, and we're going to store these in the spray booth. So I'm going to put my initials on here, and in this case I would also recommend putting your period number on there. Okay, so now we're ready to add the glue. So you can see I've got it set up back here at the back counter. I've got newspaper down to protect my workspace. A couple other things I need. Number 1, a rubber glove. I only need this on one hand, and that's the hand that's going to hold the ring. So I'm right-handed. I'm going to use the glue bottle in my right hand, and I'm going to hold this with my left. The other thing we want to do is put on some safety glasses. This glue creates a chemical reaction when we put it on the fabric, and it will actually start to smoke. So we don't want that in our eyes, and we want to make sure we're staying pretty far away from it as we're adding. So don't get up put it right up close to your face as you're adding the glue. Kind of keep it back about 1.5 feet, or we're going to make sure we do it underneath the vent. So safety glasses on. Got my ring. To open the glue bottle, I'm just going to take the white part off, and I'm going to start adding the glue in there. So the glue is liquidy, and you can see once I start adding, it's going to sit in that little rim, and I'm going to keep my gloves moving around. It is possible to super glue your glove to your ring, which is not a big deal. It's a bigger deal to glue your hand to your ring. So adding that, and once it starts to create a little puddle, as you can see, let that kind of soak in. You can see it's starting to smoke already, and it will get a little warm. So that's why I like to keep it moving around, so that it doesn't stay in one spot and really stick my finger to it. Once I got that side started, now I'm going to come to this side, and you can already hear the glove start to stick a little bit. Again, staying back away from it so that it doesn't get in my eyes. Probably not a great thing to breathe either if you're real close to it. It's starting to warm up. So I'm going to get this side added real good. Let that get soaked in, and then I'm going to flip it right around to the other side. Make sure I didn't miss any spots. And kind of repeat that. Once I am happy with the glue on there, I'm going to go put it in the spray booth. All right, go team.